Navigating the Future of Trucking, hosted by Jerri Banks.
Hello, everyone. Hello and welcome. Welcome to Navigating the Future of Trucking with me, your host, Jerri Banks. I'm very proud of the work that we did on WOTAB. And that work was in support of women pursuing careers in trucking, in support of expanding scholarship opportunities for women to come into the trucking industry, enhancing trucking training, enhancing mentorships, enhancing education and outreach programs. So for over a year, we met typically either monthly or every other month. And in these meetings, we offered, and these were public meetings. So the FMCSA released invited the public to the meeting. You could have public comments at the end of the meetings, but this is the time for us to come together. And it wasn't just, it was over 14 women total, right? And I was on the board, still on the board at this time. We've just finalized and released the report. Super excited about that. Very proud of that accomplishment because it is going to lead and open the door for more women to come into the industry, but not only come into the industry, but feel safe in the industry. And this is part of the Biden infrastructure bill. And that was the board was a part of the Biden infrastructure bill. It was created and established by FMCSA Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on February the 11th. The Women of Trucking Advisory Board, WOTAB, is what it was shortened to, and it was established again in part of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, known as the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. And so WOTAB's 14 women, and we all came from a range of different backgrounds, different experiences, different certifications, and it allowed us to contribute to diverse views and then be able to report on the policies that help to provide the education and training and outreach for women in the trucking and transportation industry, and not just with current women, but women that want to, in the future, join this fastly, growing industry. And so the report came out today, actually. It's a 23-page report, and I'm going to just highlight some of the key aspects of that report, some of the key recommendations, because that is what we did. We made recommendations on our experience, from a recruitment retention perspective, from a mentorship and training perspective. You had drivers, you had trucking company owners, you had directors of recruiting, directors of operation. You had myself from the recruitment perspective. I was also at that time, I was on the board of the She Trucking Foundation. You also had industry association members. So there were the president of the AAWTA, Nicole Ward, Sheree Moore, several truck drivers were also on this board. And so you can visit the WOTAB website. If you want to view the entire report, you can visit the WOTAB website. And I've got it right up here. It is the Women of Trucking Advisory Board. It is on the FMCSA.dot.gov/WOTAB. That's where you can find that full report. It is released, but I'm going to just kind of go over a few of the top priority recommendations. And I think the number one thing was that we emphasize the importance of elevating women's voices in the commercial motor vehicle industry, increasing the women's representation in decision-making roles, in enhancing safety, and harassment reporting mechanisms. So not every woman who's come into this industry has had a great experience. Not every woman driver that's, been trained has had a great experience. And so WOTAB kind of shed light and shined light on some of those challenges and struggles and, you know, downright difficult situations that women have had coming into this industry. And so I'm really proud again of the work that we did at WOTAB. I was very impressed with the final report that came out, and looking forward to seeing not just a report, but looking forward to see action from what we've suggested and what we've provided by the FMCSA. So one other thing, and I want to kind of highlight this in more detail, is the harassment and safety aspect of that report and what we reported on. The report recommends the establishment of a driver hotline. That was one of the things that we really hit home on. It was a driver hotline for harassment, and then the development of a rating system for carriers regarding their commitment to anti-harassment standards so that women can feel safe. One story that I'll never forget, it was a lady that she came on and she talked about coming into the industry and being at work and just, getting treated, like she didn't know what she was doing. And like, she did not feel welcome. It was a very, she said, her words were, hostile environment. And that's not what you want coming into an industry where you just want to take care of your family. You just want to provide for your kids. You're already gone from your kids to begin with if you're an OTR trucker. But to have harassment and, those type of feeling unsafe in hostile environments, being in that situation, you don't want that on top of the stress of missing your kids, the stress of being out on the road by yourself. Those are things that I'm so glad from a WOTAB perspective we brought that to light, and I'm looking forward to the action that the FMCSA is going to take towards that. Another thing that we brought to light from a WOTAB perspective was quality of life improvements. Suggestions included better access to childcare during training and onboarding, more flexible work configurations, and training employers on what the Family Medical Leave Act really looks like, the benefits of it. Family Medical Leave Act is FMLA. And a lot of companies have it. Maternity leave, those were all things that were brought up. And it was really, really crucial that these things were brought up. Some of the conversations that we had during these meetings, some of them were heated because there was passion and there was just the sheer fact that we could feel some of these challenges that the women were going through, and not only feel them, some of them even experience them. And so it's not just it was a collective feeling of what women that come into this industry go through. Now, another recommendation was a portal development. So we all really hit home on the fact that a portal is needed to be like a comprehensive place where women in the industry could go for resources like mental health support or professional development, and even a network for women drivers. So those were some of the key takeaways.